Hey, it's Brain Muffin at the movies. And of course, with the new Avengers movie coming very, very soon, we're getting all kinds of articles about it and speculations and rumors and everything else. And this one seems to be less of any of that and more based in truth and perhaps what Marvel's trying to do. So we have Avengers Endgame is going to be very long, and Marvel is okay with that. And there's other ones that are talking about possibly, could be 3 hours long, which I think it's because there's so many characters. I think they could wrap it up in 2 hours or less. I think Infinity War could have at least been 45 minutes shorter. There was a lot of filler in that movie. There was a lot of stuff that could go, and it does not detract from the movie at all. It's so exciting you might not get to pee. So there's been all kinds of things like that. So we have Avengers Endgame directors Joe and Anthony Russo have reaffirmed that the current cut of the much anticipated film is 3 hours long. The editing process isn't over, but it appears Endgame will end up being the Marvel's longest movie ever. The Last Jedi was the longest Star Wars movie, and look how well it did. Asked by Collider if Marvel and Disney are okay. I mean, basically, how long do you have to make it? I guess Captain Marvel probably does not show up in the last 5 minutes, and then she saves the day, and then we're on to Phase 4. If Marvel and as long as Titanic, the Russo brothers said we'll be down with that. The best story is even at 3 hours. Titanic was a very long movie because of all the filler crap they did before the disaster. Endgame is going long because it's said to wrap up on a story that started 22 movies ago. It doesn't need to be 3 hours, but not only that, extra time is required for scenes to allow the film to deliver emotional resonance. So that tells me there's going to be a lot of negative emotions. I'm betting we're going to see a lot of people die for real. Right now, we think the movie is playing well, and we've had great responses from our test audiences, and we're feeling very good about where it is, they said. We're still doing work on it, We're not done with it. Again, Peter Jackson was still messing with Lord of the Rings even after he won an Oscar basically it was for her Return of the King, but it was for the whole trilogy. Again, because the DVD versions are much longer. Again, this is a culmination film of 22 movies. Not really. There's a lot of storytelling to work into it. Many of those movies ended. There's a lot. Thor's plot line, his father's gone, mother's gone. There's sister. There's a lot of stuff already done. There's a lot of stuff with Iron Man between Tony and Pepper that's already done. Emotion is an intrinsic part of that to us. When we all have to tell a really complicated story, it's not complicated. And you want strong emotional moments with the characters. It just requires a certain amount of real estate. This one in particular feels like 3 hours worth of real estate. Yeah, so I am taking from this that there are a bunch of characters who do not make it out of Endgame, and most of them are dead now anyway. So I guess we're gonna go back in time. We're gonna time loop, and we'll beat Thanos at his own game. Yeah, maybe. They added that in the 4 screenings for test audience so far, not one person has left the chair to use the bathroom. By comparison, Avengers Infinitely War, as I begin calling it, Infinitely Bore. It was already a long movie running for 2 hours and 40 minutes. This movie easily could be edited down to 2 hours. Easily. If you really wanted to get persnickety at that point, you would have to rework a few scenes. You can't get it to an hour and a half, but you can definitely get it under 2 hours. There's so much filler in that movie that's unnecessary. Dialogue that's very repetitive. Even within the scene itself, it gets repetitive. Endgame hits theaters in the U.S. on April 26th. A new trailer for it shown during Super Bowl. And that trailer sucked. Oh, that was a horrible trailer. It doesn't get me excited at all. I'm over the Marvel garbage anyway, but now this is gonna. Something is playing. Oh, yeah, crap footage. The best part of this was seeing Tony and what's her name looking like they were trying to do something together, welding something. But what we obviously don't know is that before or after he sends that message, he records that message for Pepper. Maybe it's after and they fix something and he can broadcast saying, "Hey, we're going to die anyway." But it's Karen Gillian's character. Anyway, 3 hours I think is they're just drawn. This is drawn out. It's not going to be action packed 3 hours. It's not going to be fast paced 3 hours. It's going to feel like 3 hours, especially with all the emotions, all the people that are going to die and stay dead, or walk away from their persona, or say, hopefully there's a few passing of the torches. It seems to me Captain Marvel is going to show up very late in this, and we'll see. All right, so what do you think? Do you think 3 hours is not long enough? Do you think it should be done in 2 movies, kind of like they did with some of the other series? What was that? Twilight, I think, was in 2 movies, and didn't they do that with Harry Potter? The last book was 2 movies or something like that. To me, this is just drawn out BS. 2.5 hours is more than enough time, but they just need tighter storytelling. They already, like I said, 45 minutes can easily be yanked out of Infinity War and not lose a thing. So I'm suspecting the same thing's going on here. They're just very, very long-winded, and like I am, being verbose. All right. So what do you think? Thanks for clicking like, subscribing, and sharing this all over social medias. Bye. All right. Was it good? We didn't listen to that one, did we? All right. Well, my voice, I get deeper when it. Yeah. So if I stand up here, I don't know which way it's supposed to go. I know I need mic lessons, but oh well. But instead, you guys send me to conventions. All right, let's get going. All right, 3, 2.